And I'm sure the community knows her because if you ever look at TV, if you watch the city commission meetings and different board meetings, she's on every turn. If you ever go out in the community to different events or attend different churches, you'll see her face there also. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce to you one of the nicest people that you might want to meet that's running for mayor of the city of Daytona. I have in the studio live Miss Gwen Azama-Edwards.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to be here, and thank you for the invite.
I really appreciate you coming out, future mayor. I always like to be fair when I'm interviewing people. One of the first questions I always ask a person, why are you running for mayor?
And of course, that is a question that everyone asks as well. You know, as does your audience, hopefully, that I was city clerk, assistant to the city manager for 15 years. Also a city commissioner, Zone 4. And one of the things that I have noticed in this city is the fact that people ask for, request certain things. Those who live here, those who have continually lived here, they haven't picked up and left like so many people. They haven't, just hung up the towel, and they haven't just given up. They have continued to hang in here with the city, hoping for a better time, a better day for them and for their children. And what I continually see is that there is less and less willingness to listen to the people, less and less willingness to do those things that they're requesting that be done. And you know what I hear from people too as I walk around in the various sections of the city, and we have the same problems. I know there are people who believe that I'm the only one, this is my only district zone that has these kinds of problems, but all over this city there are people who are complaining about code in terms of the fact that they would like to improve their property, but when they go in, they request a permit or information or permission, so to speak, they're told, no, you can't do that. Or they're told, this is what you have to do, and then when you come back in, this is something else you've got to do. And that goes on and on and on and on. People need someone who will not only listen to them, but someone who will also take action to put things in place that they want and feel that they need, not only for themselves, but for their neighbors and for their children as well. Not only someone to listen, but someone who will not just talk it, but will actually start to walk it, and instead of just planning to plan, will actually do some things and put some things into action. We have been talking and planning and talking and planning with hardly anybody listening, with hardly anything getting done, as you know, for years upon years upon years. It's just like the master plan that the Midtown Board has. And what are they talking, 20, 30, 40 years down the road?
When you sit back and look at the master plan, some of the things can actually be implemented
Yes,
today.
they can be implemented today, but they're
Right.
talking planning years and years and years in advance. The same thing with the E-zone. Why are we doing that? Why are we putting so much off that can be done today, that can help the people today? So why am I running? I'm running because based on my experience, based on my training, based on what I've heard from the people, based upon what I know and feel, as much as, I love the city as much as anyone else, needs to be done in this city to help this city, to stop us from going backwards and to help us to go forward. I feel that I am the right person to do that. I am the right choice for mayor of the city of Daytona Beach, based on my experience and being able to make stuff happen, good stuff happen, and the right stuff happen for the people. I am that person.
Well, Gwen, I'm glad that you were able to get your message out. And that's one of the things I promised to myself and to the community. I want to make sure that people know what the candidates stand for. A lot of times, just like you hit on the laws, a lot of the laws in the city of Daytona Beach are antiquated. But when we go to try to make these changes, and you've seen this firsthand for yourself, why do you think the city commission is afraid to to go against the grain here in Midtown? Because I'm really stuck on Midtown because I know that we've been undeveloped, undermined, and underfunded at every level when it comes to city activities.
And if you go back to prior elections, candidates that have come forward have all agreed with that. They all agree But why is it that when it comes time, once they're elected, then they don't agree that now it's time for us to come together, work together to make some good stuff happen? If you go around this city, most people will agree with the fact that Midtown in that area, that it has been actually almost in many ways given up on. We know that we have a great new center, Midtown Community Center. And, you know, I can pat myself on the back a little for that because I helped to save that place so that the police station didn't go there. But we know that there's so much more that's needed in our entire city, but in particular in that area. People need opportunities to be able to be entrepreneurs. We have people who live in this city who have great ideas, great ideas. They've been sitting on those ideas for some time. Some of them are kind of doing the ideas, but they're doing it under the table, you know. And when that kind of thing happens, guess what happens? Government, I know, doesn't get a chance to do their little taxing part of it, but that's income that's actually real income in this city that never gets accounted for. And so we're never able to use that, to capitalize on that, to bring even more money into the area. I do not understand why the commission will not go ahead and just take a stand in support of what it is that Midtown wants to do. They've talked it, but when it comes down to where the rubber hits the road, they will backtrack and say, well, you know, we really wanted to support you, but this is one of those times that we can't. Well, the attorney in the particular instance that you're talking about said that prohibition was already in place before the application came in.
Well, not only that, and being that you brought it up, you know, I have a tendency to go back and look at why we're passing something in order to move this community forward. I just don't sit up and pull things as a chairman, pull things up out the air and say, oh, let me go do this, let me try to do this.
Right.
I actually try to sit back and look at the laws to see how we can improve the laws. And it was just astonishing to me on the last meeting at the city commission meeting when one of the commissioners tried to use the enterprise zone as a reason not to vote for a prohibited use list. Now, if you sit back and read the Midtown Redevelopment Area Plan, everybody knows the Midtown area has only been designated an enterprise zone. That means that that's an incentive. That's not a reason to vote for a prohibited use, because if you read the redevelopment plan, it clearly states in the plan that we are able to do prohibited uses and get rid of non-conforming entities in our community. But yet, you always see, just like you just said, the city commission has a tendency to go the other direction and forget about the laws that are in place to help us become a better community. How would you change that?
How would I change that? Well, one of the things that we've got to make sure of is that we, number one, start to listen to the residents and the existing residents, existing businesses. We need to make sure that if there is a plan in place, that we work to move that plan forward. Now, one of the things that has to happen, that should happen, that I'm told still hasn't happened, is that $1 million that belongs to Midtown, that's sitting there waiting for Orange Avenue to get, improved, that money needs to be moved back into the budget for the Midtown. That will allow you some opportunity to have funding to be able to actually start to move forward with that plan. But before you can do that, the commission needs to approve that master plan.
And well, not only that, I'm glad you brought that up, because tomorrow night is the Midtown Redevelopment meeting, and I'm asking as many people as possible to come out and listen to and attend our meeting, because there are some things that we're going to talk about tomorrow night. Hopefully, that'll put the pressure back on the city commission and the CRA. I won't reveal the way I'm going to move the meeting, but I will talk about some of those things, just like what you just said. I think in this community, and it's been proven because I've asked every city commissioner, the ones I do have talked to, where is it that the Midtown redevelopment area has been marketed as a part of Daytona? Have you seen that in any commercial, any studies that you know about now or present or past that includes Midtown and is actually being implemented?
Not really. And if you think about it, as we talk about the Yvonne Scarlett Golden Educational Cultural Center that's being developed, which is beautiful, this was one of the key key things that she put into place, the Midtown Board, because she felt that there was a need to bring more businesses. There was a need to really bring more development into the Midtown area. She saw that as a need, and as a result, she pushed to have this CRA put in place. Now, what we need to be doing is helping that CRA, because we know that that is the area that is the most in need, as we've already been talking about. That is the area, too, that would take some influx of dollars, because right now you don't have the businesses, etc., to create those dollars that would allow you to have the money that you need to, again, redevelop the area. So that means that the city would have to put some dollars in, but again, moving that $1 million over is one of the big starts that they can do. Now, in addition to that, you know, one of the things that was said when you were talking about some of the prohibitive uses, they were scaring all of these convenience stores, scaring this, scaring that, saying, oh, they're going to shut you down, they're going to shut you down, when basically what ended up happening, what you were saying, was you don't want to expand